Hi, it's a lipstick gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to try on some new Goss products that I got at Beautylish recently. What prompted my purchase was this. Oh, so beautiful. This is the new luxury eyeshadow palette in the shade Pearl. This is his third eyeshadow palette release and the first one without the black. He said he was going to include in every single palette. We'll talk more about that in a minute. The other thing I picked up is this right here. This is the Radiance Boosting Face Palette. It's basically contour and bronzer all together in the same palette. I love the size of his pans for his face products. Love, love, love. So I'm going to start today. I already have on my base, my brows, and a little bit of lip. This lip might change based on the look we get with the eyeshadow palette. But I think what I'm going to do is what I always do, which is start with my face. So I am just going to grab a little contour brush. I'm going to grab this right here. This is my Goss number 11. And I'm going to start in kind of like this cooler tone here. And I'm going to try and keep this kind of, ooh. Well, I like with the tone of it, but it maybe I picked up too much of my brush. Let's stare it to the other side, then we'll blend. I like the idea of having both bronzer and contour in one. I do love using all powder products, even though my face looks a little bit more radiant with all cream products. It just doesn't last as long. And since we're in the dead of summer, I kind of waffle between the two. I'm gonna load my brush up a little bit more. And I'm gonna hit right under here. This is where I do want a little bit more shadow. I mentioned in a previous video how the older I get and having lost weight after 40, I lost 100 pounds after 40, this area has never been the same. So I'm always trying to, create a little shadow here that doesn't really exist to trick the eye. So I'm just gonna use the same brush. There's not much left on here and I'm gonna go into the bronze. This is a really interesting. In the pan it looks a lot oranger and maybe it's because it's right next to that more ooh, pretty color, because it's next to that really cool contour. I would use this as blush alone. So beautiful. I'm gonna really bronze today because I really want to see what this bronzer can do. I don't know if you're noticing, but I feel like there is a little bit of shimmer. Not in a bad way. I like the way it looks natural, beautiful. I feel 1000% better, just enough color to my face to not look like a dead person. I feel like the corpse look is gone. I am gonna take a smaller, more targeted brush and pick up a little bit more of that contour and just see if I can, I'm not really trying to do a real heavy contour, just a little bit more shadow here to get rid of my COVID snacking weight. I love the amount of life that this brought to my face. I am going to dip into his blush and his highlight palette. This is the lightest one and I'm gonna grab the blush and just give myself a little bit of, just the lightest little bit. Before I put on any highlight, I want you to take a look at the glow that I'm getting in through here. I feel like this is beautiful. It's skin-like. It's not too much. If you are not a highlight sort of person, I know the older I get, I have to be more careful with the type of highlight I use, and there might come a point where I just can't keep using the same products. I love that my skin already has a really subtle glow, not a highlighty glow, but a skin-like, lifelike glow. Even though I have nothing but powder on my face right now, I don't feel like a porcelain doll. I don't have that feeling of like a really matte, smooth, almost chalky look to the face. I had some porcelain dolls growing up and their cheeks, although they were perfectly blushed, there was no shine to them. And I feel like my skin looks best with a little bit of glow. So I love that this naturally, both the bronzer and the blush have that little bit of a satin quality to them. I am going to reach in and grab, this is one of my favorite highlights that I love so much. Love it. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this here and you'll see how it takes it up just a little bit more to the next level. I'm going to start with kind of my large fluffy brush here and I'm going to use this shade number 2. And I'm just going to plop this right, even though it is kind of like a satiny, shimmery shade, I'm gonna put it right in the crease. I could see myself wearing just this shade alone on like a real fast eye makeup day. Beautiful. I'm gonna go into this gray shade right here, and I'm gonna pick up the littlest bit of it, and I'm gonna use this to intensify my outer corner here. I'm gonna use the lightest shade in here, and I'm gonna pick this up and hit the inner corner of my eye. I might put something else there as well, and right under the arch of my brow. I'm gonna tap back and forth between kind of this rosy brown and this gray with a small pencil brush. Just kind of do a little bit of this. And then run this right along my lower lash line. I'll buff it out with a slightly larger brush. I want to get placement with this. Now I'm just going to take some time and make it look almost non-existent and more shadow-like and less eyeshadow-like. I'm going to use this brown shade here on a small kind of smudgy brush. This is the Goss number 7 if you're curious. And I'm going to put this right here. Maybe I should go back and forth between the gray and the brown as well and see if I can get something a little smokier. Maybe this is where he would say, and that's why you need a black. I'll tell you, I love the fact that he heard feedback from so many people who were buying his products saying, hey, I love them, the black's great, but I don't want a black in every palette. Yeah, I can see that. I'm gonna pull out the other Wayne palette and use his black. I see his point. I'm pulling out the Topaz palette. I'm gonna use the black in here just to get a little bit of definition right along my lash line. I'm gonna use this smaller brush and this rosy blush tone up top just to give myself a little bit more of a blush overall feel. I'm dying to get into this celestial shade. That's pretty. All right, so I'm gonna use my finger and I'm just gonna tap this on the inner 2/3 of my lid. I'm gonna take a minute to finish this look with a little bit of mascara, maybe tweak my lip a little bit, and I'll be right back. I love the way this look turned out. I feel like the eye is the one that really surprised me. I knew I was gonna like this palette, I just didn't know I was gonna love this palette. I feel like gray eyeshadow and I don't always get along. Me and brown, no problem. But I feel like gray and I don't always get along, and I'm always hesitant to try something that's really cool leaning. And this definitely has some rosy but some cooler tones in here. And this shade of gray is perfect for me. Just enough, not too much, and I'm sure that you can definitely get more pigmentation out of it if you want to. We haven't swatched these. Let's swatch these. Here are the swatches. They're really beautiful. And as you can see, you can definitely build them up more to get more intensity. I was using them really light with a brush, but they're really quite lovely. I feel like these are the sort of formulas that really make getting ready fast, easy, and you're less likely to make a mistake. They're very forgiving. I don't know if they're gonna be as pigmented as some people want them to be. They're just as pigmented as I want, but I tend to err more on the side of a lighter, more neutral eye look. If this is not, you know, what's calling to you, I understand, but these shades were definitely calling to me. The one thing I will say, and just in looking at them, are these shades gonna be dark enough for everybody who wants to try this palette and still be flattering? I don't know. Okay, I'll just throw that out there. You let me know your thoughts if you have a thought on that in the comments down below. I absolutely love, oh my goodness, so much, this like radiance boosting. It is radiance boosting. It is gorgeous. It gave me just enough, not too much. I didn't expect to like this as much. I feel like the reason I didn't get this was because when I looked at these shades right here, this deeper tone and this what almost looked like a orangey peachy shade to me, I was like, for a bronzer? Really? I don't know. I was really worried and I didn't get it initially. And then I heard a lot of positive reviews about it from other people who are fair like me. And I was like, okay, fine. If he comes out with something else that interests me, I might throw that in my order. I am beyond impressed with this because I get just enough like definition and shadow without it looking gray, without it looking dark or dirty with this contour, and enough warmth, but not orange from this. I feel like I could wear that bronzer as blush alone. I would have been happy with just the contour and the bronzer and a little bit of highlight. I would have been like, we're good. Would have loved it. I feel like this product here, I think I wasn't expecting to love it. I'll just put it there. I wasn't expecting to love it, and I do. As somebody who very frequently finds a struggle with, okay, this bronzer is too yellow, this bronzer is too orange, this contour is too gray, I really struggle finding the right shades. And the minute you put a bronzer and a contour in a compact and you tell me these are perfect for my skin tone, I'm like, I don't know that I trust you with that. Even though it's Wayne, man, these are so perfect, because this bronzer here, when I saw it, like the photos looked even more orange than it looks here. And I was like, do I want to look like it's a bronzer? I don't know. And this was, I guess together, the color is shocking. These two together, I would never have paired them, but they're perfect. Perfect. If you're fair and you want a bronzer and a contour that aren't going to be too much, that aren't going to make you look like you're crazy, because sometimes I end up in like clown cheek territory with my blush, or I'm using the wrong shade of bronzer. Maybe it's too yellow and it looks weird. My skin tone looks kind of off. I feel like my skin tone looks great and it's not too much. It's just enough. And when I'm trying something for the first time, I frequently fall into, I think I'll figure it out, but the first time my lack of makeup skills and my enthusiasm get away from me, and my enthusiasm ends up with like, and it takes a while to really, for me to figure products out. The fact that this worked so well the first time, I love it. So I am really, really impressed with the type of products he's bringing out. But this is where I remind you, the type of makeup wearer that I am, I want to look like myself, but in color. I'm not a really bold makeup wearer. I don't wear a lot of blue eyeshadow, which is why I didn't pick up his last eyeshadow palette. I don't wear a lot of dramatic winged liner. For me, the most important thing is understanding the type of makeup that I want to wear. There's a lot of makeup out there that looks fun. There's a lot of makeup out there that really brings a smile to my face, but I know realistically it's not the sort of makeup wearer that I am. The older I get, the more I see, this is what I fall into, this is what I want to wear, this is what I want to look like. And I feel like Wayne's entire line of products really speaks to the sort of makeup aesthetic that I love and that I aspire to, put out there when I'm, going out, if I'm, headed to a friend's house for dinner, even if I'm just taking the day and running errands, I want to look like this. This is what I want to look like. I don't resonate that way with all brands, but when I do, I want it all. So I would love to know if Wayne's eyeshadow palette, his new Pearl eyeshadow palette, is intriguing to you. Have you tried his Radiance Boosting Face Palette? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Is it enough pigment for you? Let me know in the comments down below if you've tried any products from Wayne, whether they're his brushes or his makeup, if you have a favorite, or if you've tried something that didn't work for you, because I've tried something that failed big time. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being subscribed, and I will see you again soon.